Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, Linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today we are going to be embracing your feelings as it relates to your post-metamorphosis, transformational change. And I want to do this video today specifically because I know that a lot of you are still trying to deal with your new normal and what you're feeling. And I want to thank all of you who have come to my Linkronicity.com website for questions that you have, specifically after the last blog about the walking through your portal thing. Thank you, former Google Plusers who've stuck with me all of this time. I really appreciate you now that the site's gone. Thank you for going over to Tumblr. And I thank you for your loyalty and sticking by my journey. Anyway, so for a lot of you who have written in, there's going to be 4 different groups specifically that I'm going to be addressing today in dealing with where you're at in terms of your emotions and your feelings. And before I even get started, I want to kind of address something with you guys, questions that have come up repeatedly as your human and your soul have come into union. Okay, because your higher consciousness now has gotten rid of all of the human negative stuff that wasn't serving you, right? You purged all of that. You already did the healing, the work as you're rising to your next level, getting to your higher elevation of awareness, self-awareness, and higher consciousness. And I know a lot of you are confused about having feelings right now because you thought that the more spiritual you're getting and the more evolved you're getting in your consciousness, you're thinking, well, that's human stuff. I don't need to be dealing with it anymore. And this is where I'm going to change that thought process. No, you're still living on Earth. You're still living on Earth and you're still a human. Even though your human and soul are one, you're just now walking in your truth. So that's why the feelings that you may be going through right now are a little more difficult. They're a little more challenging because you're trying to navigate the 2 worlds that you know. And now that you've come into this one world, it's hard to know how to deal with it on the level when you're of 2 minds. Right? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be addressing those feelings to let you know, first of all, yes, always address your feelings. You have better tools now to deal with those feelings, as we discussed in the last video, because we got rid of the perfectionistic thing. So be graceful during this chaos of trying to figure that out. It's okay. You don't have to have it all figured out. So as we're walking through this, I'm going to continue to provide you little tools that you can use to help you with your communications process internally, externally, more in the introspective way of how you're managing them, because it's really important to manage your feelings. So this is what we're going to be doing from here. So the 4 groups I want to address today, the turbo manifestors, those of you who did all of the work the last 12-16 weeks in June and July, the ones who have manifested the heck out of these last 2 months. I know for a lot of you are extremely busy right now. You're busy trying to frantically grasp all of the opportunities that you've manifested. And with that, I know from a few of you who actually expressed this, there's kind of this funky feeling of fear. And I know that's confusing for you because we got rid of fear. We got rid of fear, right? Fear's not real. But there's an underlying fear. There's also an underlying anxiety. As you're trying to frantically grasp all of these new manifested things that you were in turbo mode trying to manifest, because you're afraid that you can't grab them all. You're afraid they're going to disappear in this time frame that you've imposed on yourself, thinking, oh, I can't, there's not enough of me to go around, I can't clone myself to go grab all the opportunities. And you don't need to worry. Let's take this worry, this fear, this anxiety, whatever it is, completely out of your brain right now. Everything you manifested is here. And it's just like, it's like pulling things off the shelf. Whatever your human can do, all you have to do for your human work that you have to do is just say, I accept. And I say thank you, I have gratitude in my heart, and I'm grateful for all the bountiful blessings that have been manifested. I want to be patient with myself as I carefully, mindfully step into each one and deal with my new reality. That's all you need to do. So I want you to write that down. I want you to say, I accept my manifested bountiful blessings. I say thank you, I have gratitude for them in my heart. And I will have patience with myself as I put into action each one. That's going to put a little bit more of a relief on you. So you're not feeling like you're gonna miss anything because you worked so hard to manifest and like they're all coming at once and you weren't ready for everything to come at once. And I know for a lot of you, you're frustrated. So that's the way to deal with that, and put that in check right now, because you can do that. Just take 5 minutes, do it. It's worth it. And it'll change and tweak that perception in your brain immediately. You put it in action immediately, and that'll help you navigate that. Group number two, you guys are feeling more on the level of meh, uninspired. You've got a little bit of a blank slate, and you're wondering why you've put in all this work and this healing, and you're not seeing all of your manifested reality yet. But this is where I'm going to put your mind at ease, knowing that everything you've manifested is on its way, or it's already here. You just are not being allowed to see it all yet. And unlike group number one, who had everything come at once, you maybe spoon-fed them, you know, gently, slowly, because you still have to change your mindset and trust. And I know you're going, well, I worked on trust. I got rid of my human, got rid of my trust issues. Okay, well, that's great. But remember, your soul and your human now have come into higher consciousness, which means you've raised your own vibration level. What happens when we raise our own vibration level? Our ideas about what trust is also transform. So now you're taking it to a new level of trusting where you haven't trusted before. You may not even have experienced in your human life before, because you also know that everything's for your highest, greatest good. So that's where you're having that oil, water kind of frustration and thinking, well, how come they got all their blessings? And, you know, so first of all, don't compare your journey to anybody, because we've already established that your unique journey is your own. There's nobody like you. So start there. And then I want you to write out, I am grateful for all of my manifested blessings. I trust the universe that they're all here and all will reveal in their own divine time. If you make that statement, that's going to tweak something in your brain to look at it through the new lens. And as you look at it through the new lens, you're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to see how everything's right on time, in perfect alignment. And you, as a human, couldn't have planned it any better. Okay, so that's how I want you guys to deal with that. And that'll help you navigate that energy that you're feeling right now a little bit better. Okay. Group number three, there are those of you who are in this place of, you know, wondering like, okay, well, my blessings are here. I do see them. I see them through the portal, but you're not walking through to go carpe diem, claim them. And whether you can't get off the couch, or whether you can't pick up the phone, or whether you can't pursue whatever it is that's already sitting in front of you that you know, because it was so long in here and you finally got in here and then you manifested it here and it's through the other doorway and you can see it very clearly. You're just not going after it. You're not taking action. Here's why that's happening. Why that's happening is because your 1.0 self maybe used to subscribe to the belief that you couldn't manifest, or that was hogwash, that was ridiculous, it was fantasy. And what happens when fantasy now becomes reality? What happens then? We see that what you told yourself was a lie or a mistruth, a better way of labeling that, a mistruth, and you once believed or thought that you either didn't deserve what you could manifest, or that you were worthy of it. And that might be what is actually creating this paralyzation with an indecision to go seize your opportunities now that you can see them, to take those first steps through that portal that I was talking about in my last blog. So that's how what you're going through right now and why. Now that we understand it, what happens when we understand something and we get to the root cause of what that is? We can now deal with it, deal with your feelings. So what I want you guys to do, group 3 to do, is I want you to write out, I am grateful for my bountiful blessings which have arrived that I clearly see, and I will gracefully accept and say thank you as I walk through to receive them and go take them on. So when you make that declaration, what happens then is it changes your own wheels in your mind to realize, oh, it's already here, it's okay. It's okay. And you can now walk through the portal with a little more confidence, because you understand that your powerful, beautiful mind created everything. And once you understand that, it's now in the realization that nothing's happening to you, it's happening for you. And when you embrace that thought, that idea, everything's happening for you, it's easier. It's easier. You know, you can now step into it assured, knowing that you co-created this with the universe. So that's a beautiful thing. For those who are in group 4, who are still maybe struggling a little bit in the dark place, I know that for many of you, you may be spinning. You've gone deep within, doing the introspection, and you may are looking for how, the word how. That keeps coming in through my spirit guides. They keep telling me that you're looking for the word how. How do I fill in the blank? How do I approach? How do I go forward? How do I figure out? How do I resolve? How do I... Because you're looking at the map as something that you need to have all figured out or have a clear definition. So for those of you who are in that place, it's good that you are in a deep introspective place, because this is where you can gain higher clarity with your human and soul self in really confronting your truth on a real level of saying, not for what looks good on paper, but what looks good in your reality, your new reality that you're co-creating. That's why you're stuck. Okay, that's exactly why you're stuck, because you're looking at it through a framework of old ideals. Okay, so I look at it like building a house. You may be anxious to go buy that lamp or that rug or that picture to put on the wall or whatever, but your entire foundation crumbled. You had to pour a new slab of concrete. You had to put up the framework. You had to put up the sheetrock. Okay, you had to do all of that. Put on the roof, and then you had to paint. So there's like all of this construction after the deconstruction. And now you're building a new reality. Well, allow yourself to feel comfort in getting familiar with this new reality. Okay, so then you can actually have more clarity. Instead of trying to jump ahead with group 1 over here who's frantically trying to grab the manifested things, or group 2 who's wondering why they can't see the manifested things, or group 3 who sees the manifested things and can't walk through the portal. You are creating your new reality still. You're still in creating that. So defining clearly, what does your heart want? What does your soul know? And what do you want your new reality to look like? You need to spend time focusing your third eye on that to visualize. Because when you visualize, you can materialize and self-actualize. And then you realize what actually got you stuck. So how you're dealing with those feelings, I want you to start writing out those things. What does your heart want? What's your truth? Putting that into action on paper to first see, confront, and then deal helps you move forward rather than staying stuck in your mind as to how. If you keep wondering how, you don't really come up with the answers. So what you have to define to get the answers is to first identify what all the problems are. And then you can move forward. And that'll help you deal with that a little bit better. Okay? And be kinder and gentler to yourself, because I know that it's still a hard process. So know that it's okay to be where you are and continue to do something every day. Every day is a brand new day to work through it, and you will be able to have a little bit easier time navigating that and communicating with your soul self. And letting that become a new behavior that's familiar, that becomes a new habit that feels comfortable. And that's how you deal with that. So for all of you, and for those of you who I couldn't even address in the 4 groups, and for those of you who are in the collective of those groups somewhere, kind of floating in between all 4, gratitude, people. Gratitude from a new place of seeing the fact that your new life does have infinite possibilities, and being patient and graceful with yourself, and accepting the fact that you're exactly where you need to be. There's no rush. You're exactly where you need to be. And if you have to work through something so you can fully deal with it and get the residue out and be clear once and for all, that's what you need to do. And that's okay. there's all of the love in the world for you. There's all of the patience and time in the world for you. And there's all of this waiting for you to be realized, actualized, and have it fully manifest into your new reality. So I hope that helps people. I'm always available for more questions. Go to Linkronicity.com or hit me up on social media. I know for some of you that's not comfortable, so go directly to my website and do that. I'll be happy to answer as many questions as I can. And I thank you for your time and your trust, and I'm hoping that you can embrace this brand new day with a new lens, a new perspective on your new reality and future. I'm Stacey Kumagai, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkronicity, blogspot.com, and go to Linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I hope you have a wonderful day, linking to all of your feelings and honoring each one as you go through this process. Have a great day.